What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris with the next set from the Premier League Season 4. We're almost caught up. Not really, but we're going to be doing these anyway. This is going to be between Kaipi on the Dire and No Tidehunter. I guess this time it's going to be Alliance, since they actually are wearing Alliance tags on the Radiant. And this team versus team thing is going to be a little bit interesting, because I believe it's this person on Kaipi who's Eternal Envy. And he was the one who, I believe, created No Tidehunter and then was kicked out of No Tidehunter. So, it's going to be a little bit of a grudge match. We'll see who is actually going to prevail here. It's going to be the four who kicked Eternal Envy out versus Eternal Envy with his new team. Should be a good one. And right off the bat, we see No Tidehunter going for the Wisp because he got through, and why the hell not. Chen was actually a respect ban from Kaipi. Don't want to deal with Aki's Chen. That guy is ridiculous on Chen. It's actually a little bit absurd. Magnus as well as Lone Druid for that Admiral Bulldog off lane most likely, and then Magnus is most likely going to be played by S4. So No Tidehunter will have to look for a Wisp combination pickup, and Kaipi, I do like what they're doing right now. Going for the Batrider first, because Batrider is Batrider and you always want to get a Batrider. It's probably going to go to the jungle / off lane. Queen of Pain will be their mid lane hero, and then going for the CK. And CK is a hero that you don't see picked up alone often at all. I mean, you rarely see CK being picked up without a Wisp having already been picked up. But CK, in this sense, is Kaipi saying, hey, we don't want to use one of our bans to ban out the CK. We're going to use one of our picks to ban out the CK. CK is a capable hero if he gets a good amount of support, and we could see him. We could see No Tide actually deciding to ban out the supports of Lina as well as the Shrek. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, because those two heroes will benefit so much from having a play stun from the CK. Just Reality Rift into a Chaos Bolt. Doesn't matter if you get 1 second, because the Split Earth or the LSA will come through, and then you're going to be in for a world of hurt, especially if you're the Wisp. But No Tidehunter as well as Kaipi are both going to be looking for a couple more support heroes. Wisp is not really capable of supporting all by his own, and I think it's going to be a support for Aki. So it might be an Enchantress. Shadow Demon is going to be the final banner for No Tidehunter. Actually, Kaipi more concerned with getting rid of... Wait, No Tidehunter. It's Alliance. Damn it. See, they have No Tidehunter over here, No Tidehunter over here, and they're not No Tidehunter, so... Damn, they have to get their shit together, man. Ricky as well as the Juggernaut, following that Gyrocopter ban from Kaipi. Trying to get rid of every single Wisp combination tether that they could possibly think of. Loda is a person who does like to run that Ricky with the Wisp. It makes sense as well. If you could jump right on top of someone, then you could get your smoke down, get the Diffusal Blade purge, and then shred them to bits. That is not actually going to be an option for them. And now at this point, it's a question of what do they actually want to do with this Wisp. In the last game I casted, it was Fnatic versus what's it called, Empire, and the Wisp went to a solo mid role. I don't think S4 is capable of doing that. And, well, I mean, S4 could definitely play a different role, but I don't think Alliance is going to be willing to do that, especially versus a Queen of Pain. You will not have a fun time. Fun will not be had by anyone in that lane. Magnus probably does have a much better chance of surviving a Queen of Pain than does a solo mid-Wisp. But they still are looking for someone to tether up to, and unless they pull something really weird out, I can't really think of any... Okay, Ogre Magi first of all, and Alliance running that Ogre once again. It's a hero that they've run on occasion. It's starting to become a little more popular, at least teams wanting to test with the Ogre Magi. But he is a melee support hero, and between Ogre Magi and Wisp, there's not a whole bunch of lane control. Wisp, although he is ranged, doesn't have the most to contribute to a lane. Ogre Magi is melee, so he can't really poke around. So what is going to be their final pickup? I guess Wisp could just bring in like other support heroes and just have that global presence. Oh, they're actually going to go for the Tiny. I mean, I realized that Tiny was still in the pool, yes, but with the Magnus as well as Lone Druid already picked up, I thought it might be a little bit too much melee. Because No Tide right now have 4 melee heroes, and they're going to get kited to hell and back. Kaipi with the Batrider is going to be so troublesome for No Tide to deal with, for Alliance to deal with, as well as the fact that Enfeeble and Nightmare, Fiend's Grip, they're all going to work so well against the very melee-heavy lineup of No Tide. Damn it, of Alliance. Damn it. Gotta remember, of Alliance. Ah, man. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to happen, guys. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, Alliance do have a decent amount of late game. The Empower onto Tiny will be absolutely insane. But KP, I feel like they do have a lot more of a well-rounded lineup. They have a lot of early game with the Queen of Pain, Rubik, Bane, Batrider, and the late game is also pretty well scaled with the CK pickup as well. So let's jump ourselves into this game and get the important stuff first. Let's go Nature's Prophet, because why the hell not?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? On the KP side, we see Pylai Dai supporting as the Rubik Arise, probably going to be heading towards the mid lane as the Queen of Pain. EGM fan, I believe, is Eternal Envy. Who's the feeder? Please don't. We'll check that out in a little bit. Zizu is going to be playing that Bane, and Bone 7 is going to be on the Batrider. On the Alliance side, S4 is on the Magnus. Aki on the Ogre Magi supporting, as is EGM. Loda is going to be hard carrying that Tiny, followed up by Admiral Bulldog on his trademark hero, the Lone Druid. And let's see who this guy is. Mr. Dick. Oh wait, it's Come With Me? Well, is it really Come With Me? Hey, I have one friend in common. It's Samo. Does that really Come With Me, though? Wow, Eternal Envy. What a cop-out. Alright, so Come With Me is going to be hard carrying the CK. I guess there is no real rivalry here. Eternal Envy is nowhere to be found. Gotta say, that's a little bit weak. Just a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, now that we've got that ironed out, on the Alliance side, something I kind of forgot to mention is the fact that Loda, every single point of farm that he gets is going to be amplified by a huge amount. First of all, you have EGM with that overcharge, and you guys all know what an overcharge Tiny can do to not only some towers but also the heroes on the enemy side. But there's something more. We have Bloodlust on top of that as well, and that means Loda is going to be hitting that much quicker. But there's something on top of that as well, because we also have Empower, which means that Loda, once he gets his Aghanim Scepter, he will have even more cleave. Of course, that will depend on him getting those items. If he gets shut down in this try-v-try situation, then it really won't matter in the long run. But yeah, the Tiny is going to get steroids from everyone on this team. Lone Druid could also do something very similar as well. Admiral Bulldog could get all of those buffs onto him, and then he'll be a pretty, on the bear, I mean, then he'll be pretty fearsome. Or they can just balance them, and we'll have two heroes that will have a lot of damage onto single targets or multiple targets, depending on really what they want. So I do feel it's got to be up to KP to shut down this Alliance squad and make sure that they don't get the lot of farm. The hell, people are broing out so hard outside my door. They were like yelling and shit at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. And no, and by Friday I mean I have no class on this Friday, so it's like no one does, I'm pretty sure. And it's like pretty much a Saturday, and who wakes up that early on a Saturday? Seriously, come on. And they started drinking also at like 10 o'clock. What the fuck? Who does that? Who does that? I wanted to sleep, but they apparently had other plans. Anyway, if any action is going to happen, it's most likely going to be on this bottom lane where it is try-v-try. A lot of setup, a lot of stun for the KP side, but you know, just as much, if not more, from the Alliance. So KP do have the advantage of having ranged heroes. Now Pylai Dai going to get tossed up into the air, take a good amount of damage. There's the Reality Rift onto EGM, Fire Blast into Pylai Dai. They need a couple more right clicks, but a 1 second stun onto Loda, and Aki getting dropped down into the tower range, which means a little bit of a little bit of damage being traded back and forth. Aki just barely going to survive on out of that one, will salve up and will be able to survive that engagement. But just a little bit of posturing, a little bit of mana spent. Won't really be a huge deal because it looks like Come With Me is actually getting the farm advantage. Not really surprising to see that fact, because he does have Zizu as well as Pylai Dai to support, and although these heroes are incredibly fragile, if Tiny or Aki decide to open up on them with a Fire Blast or something, and oh god damn it, I knew it. Batrider, I always miss the Batrider kills. And you know what? Screw it. We're gonna look back. We're gonna see how many stacks happen. Admiral Bolt only with 2 actually, and Bone does have a Firefly up right now. He's taking damage from it, just a graphical glitch or something. And yeah, Bone does draw first blood. Only a couple stacks. Does trade his life for it, but he got the kill first, which means more gold for him, more experience for him, and KP taking an early lead on this top lane. Horizon's mid lane 10-4 versus S4 is 11-6. So the Magnus is staying relatively even with this Queen of Pain, despite the Shadow Strike, spam, harass. Does Horizon have his bottle? It's running out to him, but there's a Flying Courier already on the Alliance side, so the Magnus is going to have a lot easier time bottle crowing everything up. But I think I'm just going to mostly focus on this mid lane where explosive action can occur at any possible moment. Loda really not getting the amount of farm that he is used to getting. In this try situation with one ranged hero being the Wisp, who is not really the greatest of ranged pokers or support heroes. And then Aki is the melee Ogre Magi. There's really nothing that they could do to keep Loda safe. They could pull and try to keep the creep equilibrium near the tower, which is something that they would it would be in their best interests to do. But this Tiny really not getting too much. Granted, they are getting a little bit more experience because they are getting those pulls off, so Aki as well as EGM will have that experience. And on this top lane, Admiral Bulldog getting dived very aggressively actually by Bone. Batrider will be unable to finish off that kill, but this time he's not going to get killed by the tower. So, okay, we'll be relatively tame there. And Aki might be in a little trouble. More sentry wards being dropped down. They want to make sure that there are no pulls happening, because in an aggressive tri-lane situation, you want kills, or else you're going to be falling behind in the level department. Loda getting left pretty much alone on this bottom lane to get a couple levels. Does not have enough mana for an Avalanche Toss combination quite yet. Needs that 240 for that magical number. KP are going to have to worry about pulls, and they're going to have to worry about Aki on the sidelines. Does have that Fire Blast available. Is even going for early points of Bloodlust, which is the build that the Ogre Magi's do like to go for. Still not entirely convinced if early Bloodlust is the best, but I guess movement speed on the Tiny would be pretty good. A lot of movement speed actually through the tether as well. 1-1 is the score right now, and really both teams just content to farm up. CK not getting too much in the level department. That's because he's splitting it with so many of his teammates. Whereas Loda getting a couple levels, but he's not getting any farm. 21 for 2 on to Come With Me, and really Loda doesn't have anything comparable to that. Magnus, what level Shadow Strike is this? Only level 1. Queen of Pain will be unable to kill off the Magnus there, but it's no big deal. He will just burn as much mana as he can. Then when the Shadow Strike ticking is done, he'll be able to bottle up and return back to that lane with a full bottle, or I guess an empty bottle. Use his full bottle to return with an empty bottle. Rise holding strong to onto that mid lane. Bone, he's actually getting outlast hit by the bear, and he gets entangled. Bone might be in a little bit of trouble. A couple more right clicks, and the blocking from the bear. Bone's going to go down to this one. Admiral Bulldog with the lucky entangle, finding a kill, but in the meantime, 3-second stun onto Loda on this bottom lane. Zeus coming in for a brain sap, lifting up to the air, and the Tiny does drop. So it is a 1-for-1 trade. The hard carry for no Tide Hunter going down, and oh, we might see S4 getting a Sonic Wave right to the face. Will tick to the Shadow Strike, and Arise in this mid lane, getting a solo kill versus that Magnus. Will now lead the chart of gold per minute, and KP take an early 3-2 advantage, only one, but they also do have the first blood built into that. However, they will have to worry about Bone once again, where Admiral Bulldog diving very aggressively. Bone could just turn this one around, but level 6 is up on the Baron, not onto the Batrider just yet. So that death really setting Bone back quite a bit. We do see a little bit more aggression. Pylai die sitting behind the trees. EGM fan, Come With Me, gonna get beaten upon a little bit by the Ogre Magi. No mana onto this Chaos Knight, so they really don't want to fight this one out. Spirit's gonna come in, flying RP. What the hell was that? Pylai die, can get lift onto the Magnus. Skewer has already been used. The movement speed though from S4 will make him close the distance. RP onto one. Shockwave to follow up, and Pylai die is gonna die. Loda coming in for a little bit of assist gold. EGM fan, Come With Me, possibly waiting for the bottle. No, it's actually gonna be a Rise to take that one. Drink it all up. No mana still on the CK. And Admiral Bulldog finds another kill on this top lane. Will trade his life for, oh no, dodge the damage with the true form. Oh my god, that was baller as hell. We're gonna watch that one more time in slow motion because I already moved back. Admiral Bulldog, look at this, look at this. No, you actually do become invulnerable when you are transforming like that. Look at that. Look at that. That was beautiful. Oh my god, Admiral Bulldog, you are so good. This is why people specifically jump into games against Alliance and ban out the Lone Druid. Because the Lone Druid will outlane your Batrider. Yeah, it will outlane your Batrider. That just happened. Okay, well, so trades on this top lane that I'm constantly missing because I'm looking at this bottom lane, which hasn't had as much action as I actually thought. The lack of mana on to Come With Me really being a little bit of a, will really slow down the aggression, because if you don't have a CK Bolt, then what do you have? Not much. Loda though, gonna have a little bit of a tough time last hitting, with even with level 1 grow. We'll have to start worrying about points of enfeeble coming up onto Zizou. Only level 4 in this Bane. But Loda still not getting that much farm. 24 for O actually. Not bad versus Come With Me's 37 for 3 now. In the mid lane, once again, we see rotation from Pile Die. Going to drag S4 a little bit closer to a Rise. Does he have another Scream? He will blink straight in front of the Skewer. Well played. Taking a little bit of damage from that, but will guarantee that he gets another Scream of Pain off and kill off S4 for a second time, Queen of Pain. I believe also got solo experience from that Pile Die. Yeah, it would be level 5, I expect. But Pile Die does get an assist from that. So gold is going to be shared all around. But Arise holding strong into his mid lane. Level 8. Doing very, very well onto this mid lane, and he's packing out a Null Talisman. Hopefully that's a Dagon. Probably will not be a Dagon, however, but Aki might be in a little bit of trouble. Zizu's going to spot him out, but actually just wanting to do a little bit of creep jacking will be unsuccessful in doing so for the most part. Come on. Ah, he does get it. Good job. EGM level 3, Aki level 3, and the support levels from KP are actually starting to outstrip that of Alliance. I mean, they're reliant on the pulls, but really they're having a little bit of difficulty doing them. KP doing pretty much all they can with the amount of wards that they're spending to try to shut down those pulls. And now they might look towards aggression onto Loda, and it doesn't look like it quite yet. Although, EGM and Aki still in a little bit of trouble. The pulling is very, very well done by Alliance, actually. Killing off these trees with the Wisp. Aki, gonna take a 4-second stun. That's the death of the Ogre Magi right there. Goodbye. S4 around, does have a skewer into RP. Loda, though, looking for an avalanche toss on Zizu. Will find it, will kill the Bane Elemental off. Is the skewer going to happen onto someone else? No, it doesn't have any mana. So he's going to clear off this stack of hard creeps. The score is now 5-5. KP trading out their Bane. But you know what? No big deal. No big deal. Bane is worth a little bit more than the Ogre Magi. Top lane, though, Bone still on the run from Admiral Bulldog. The Bear just needs one more hit to kill off this Batrider. Will get nightmared and might die to a brain sap. Will probably die to a brain sap. Should die to a brain sap. Yum, 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 yum. Bear brains. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Admiral Bulldog does have a resummon, though, so really doing some very aggressive work on this top lane. Is second in gold per minute chart. Loda, though, finding an avalanche toss combo onto CK, killing him off in an instant. And here comes Aki with that fire blast. Pile Die is going to take every single one of those Wisps Tether Spirits. Now Tiny just waiting for another toss. Won't even need it, although he'll use it anyway. Tiny finds himself a double kill on this lane. A lot of gold. That's really something that Tiny desperately needs. 1200 gold on him. Power treads, as well as that early level of Bloodlust. Level 2 in Loda, moving so damn quickly. Yeah, but even with the Tether and a Yasha, which is picked up by Tiny's pretty much all the time to build into a Manta style, he's moving at pretty much max movement speed already. So, you know, it's really not a huge deal. Come with me, trying to go for S4. Will get skewered up all the way up to the high ground. Is there another stun? Arise does not have any, and oh, Bolt almost coming off cooldown. But Come With Me will not be able to achieve that kill. S4 dodging death. The important thing for Alliance is that Loda is going to get those couple of kills, and he's well on his. He does have a good chunk of gold, 1500 on him. We'll see what he wants to go for. If it's going to be a very quick Aghanim Scepter, we'll have that Bloodlust and Overcharge eventually to kind of assist him with dealing that damage. But really for Alliance, they also have Admiral Bulldog on this top lane who's farming very, very well. Phase Boots up on him. Does he have anything else? No, that's it. Just Phase Boots on the Bear. Kind of expect a little bit more considering how many kills he's been getting. But, you know, Bone is not doing actually the best. He's getting outlaned pretty hard by Admiral Bulldog on this top lane. He's having unlucky entangles, and the Bear that just forces the Batrider back every single time has forced now Zizu up onto this top lane. Try to deal with this Bear. But even with the Bane Elemental here, I'm not sure if that's enough to kill off Admiral Bulldog, because although EGM does not have his relocate, Admiral Bulldog is just so tanky right now, and he could, even though he's going to get Fiend's Grip, it's not going to matter too much. RP going to hit onto 2, Shockwave as well. The last one's going to be used onto Admiral Bulldog, but look at the damage he's taking. Absolutely none. Loda going to look for an avalanche onto Zizu. Will find one kill, tossing back. Come with me as well. Choosing a stun onto S4, and Arise wants this Lone Druid dead. Will probably get it, but Bone is going to die in exchange for Sonic Wave as well as the Flame Break, and KP are going to lose 3. They really wanted that Bear dead, and yeah, the Bear is really, really dead now, but was that really worth it? So many heroes coming up onto this top lane for only 1 kill. Now EGM gonna relocate back to the bottom lane where Pile Die is as good as dead. Avalanche will give EGM that kill. 11-6. Alliance looking very good in this game. We have Come With Me waiting for the relocate to return, but he can't do anything about that. He will not be able to. He's level 5 versus level 6 now on Ogre Magi, level 7 on the Wisp. The levels from KP not coming up. Fire Blast attempted. EGM ban. Gonna get a 4-second stun onto Aki. Here comes the Firefly. Flame Break is not going to hit. Once again, a little bit miscommunication from Kaipi. It will bring off Aki regardless. Now they want more. Nightmare onto Magnus. And a 3-second stun to break that Nightmare. They should be able to take this down. Skewering, trying to wall off every single option. So if he does skewer, they will bring everyone with him, as they just do. Flame Break going to help out S4 just a little bit, but with the Wisp here, they're actually going to turn this around and get a kill onto Come With Me. Shockwave will kill off Zizu. No, it will not. 8 HP. Going to pop some Majesty charges. Brain Stab onto Magnus and a couple tower shots. Will he bring down? Yes, he will. Zizu will turn that one around. And Bone, in the meantime, playing games with EGM, who will survive that engagement. So KP take a 2-for-1 trade up on this top lane. In the meantime, Tiny dying on this bottom lane. What happened there? I guess it was just Queen of Pain dropping a payload onto that Tiny with the help of Pylai die. Yeah, stole the toss. It's a lot of damage there. So 12-9. Game is pretty even, all things considered. Gold advantage, experience advantage, still in favor of Alliance. But KP, they definitely can recover from this. Of course, it will be difficult. Tiny is going to be building up his Aghanim Scepter, does have the point booster, does have a little bit more than half of the item cost worth of those items. And now we'll have the Empower, we'll have the Bloodlust. And really, he pretty much has an Aghanim Scepter already with that Empower and then Bloodlust. That is this Tiny's going to be absolutely scary for KP. And their CK really does not have anything to deal with this. So even though KP not too far behind right now, their advantage isn't for the late game. Their advantage is something that they have to use and utilize now, or else if they wait too long, the Empower levels are going to start to come up. Going to be a couple more levels until Magnus gets a little more Empower. We'll opt for the level 2 RP first. Once the Empower comes up, and the Overcharge comes up, and the Bloodlust comes up, then both the Lone Druid as well as the Tiny will be amplified so much to the point where they could just right-click their way in to the KP base and kill pretty much everyone. Because KP, what is their damage comprised of? It's all pretty much magical damage. Their lockdown is pretty good, but once the BKB comes up from Loda, all the buffs onto him will be so intense, and the CK won't have anything. Come With Me, even though he's been getting a lot of CS, he's really doesn't have any farm to show for it. Gold per minute, he's right in the middle of the pack, which as the CK you don't want to be. And this is kind of showing the weakness of the CK. You need a lot of kills, you need to amplify. He is a very snowballing hero. If you get a couple kills early, he will serve you very well in the later stage in the game. But if you don't, he's not going to be too great. I mean, the Chaos Bolt and Reality Rift does do a lot of damage, but in comparison to what the Tiny and Wisp could do, that's really not that huge. Tether Bomb, not going to land to Bone 7, but it doesn't matter because EGM with the right clicks, too strong, will kill off that hero. Now Loda with Bloodlust on him once more. S4 is here as well. Admiral Bulldog going to send the bear up to scout. They're getting a very easy relocate gang onto Bone, once again killing him off. Even relocating back to this bottom lane tier 1 tower to bring that one down. Loda just punching down creeps with that Bloodlust, and they'll be able to bring down one tower at least. This tier 2 tower also in danger of dying. S4 holding the top lane by himself, does have an RP, will not go farther than the tower because he knows that he doesn't have to risk himself. And oh, Arise, another entangle? And then Arise is going to escape this time. But it doesn't really matter because the tower on the tier 2 bottom lane does drop, and that will give Tiny enough gold for his Aghanim Scepter, 2,300, and he does buy the rest of that up. So Tiny now starting to get really big. The dangerous items are starting to come up for him. And KP, what do they have to show for it? Drums almost up on Come With Me, and no treads versus a level 15 Aghanim Scepter. Now Bone going to be a little bit of trouble. They need to get the Toss Grenade, although Aki going to get jumped in. Tether will land regardless, and Bone going to take all the Wisp Spirits. Batrider dead in an instant. Aki being the toss target there. EGM fan, not sure what he was doing there, but that definitely happened. So 3 down for KP. Alliance looking very, very good this game. They'll just constantly buff up the bear from Admiral Bulldog, who is actually going to go back to the base. But you can see the Empower is already starting to work for them just a little bit. Level 1 still on that. Once he gets level 12, then he'll be able to put a couple more points into that. But Tiny looking for solo kills with the Wisp. I think that they're not fooling anyone. It's like, what could they possibly be tethered to? Oh, but will it matter? Zizu might be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to find a double stack, so he's going to clear that one out, get a good amount of gold from that, steal a little bit of gold from the KP side. But there's going to be a straight push on this top lane. They want tier 2 tower, and they should be able to get it. Even if KP come in, I don't think they have enough damage to actually kill off this Tiny or this Lone Druid, both sitting at 1,700 health, which is huge for this point in the game. And this tower is not long for life. Even EGM, the softest hero on the No Tide Hunter side, leading the way, scouting forward. He's absolutely fearless. Bloodlust and power on this bear actually first. I guess they, oh, actually bear and Loda. You can put him on both. That is scary shit right there. Relocate. The overcharge only level 2, but look at these two siege monsters. This tower is not gonna be very long for life. 2-second stun on the bear. The creep wave is gonna get killed in like 3 hits by Loda. The bear taking a good amount of damage, but he will still stick on this top lane. Levitate onto Loda. Gonna be another cooldown offline for another 15 seconds. The tier 2 tower. Oh, throwing Aki into Zizu. Not sure what he was there for, but he got entangled, I guess. Now the Bane down, that means the biggest threat, which is the Fiend's Grip, is out of play. No Brain Sap as well, which is also a really, really large threat. But still, bear on the front lines, Load on the front lines, overcharging that Tiny. Tier 3 tower is now going to drop KP. They need to fight, like, right now. Paladai stole the most useless skill in Tether. 4-second stun on the bear, but you see, Tiny doesn't care. He's going to get lassoed back, but there's no damage. Where's the damage? Loda is just tanking everything. In the meantime, Adro Bulldog going to beat down Helmut Me all by himself. RP being used, skewering back the bat as well as the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain is going to blink on out of there. Walk in the Firefly, do not do that. But it's 2 down for KP, and the Raxes are going to go down 18 minutes into the game, and Bone is going to call GG. No Tidehunter with a perfectly executed timing push. It's going to demolish the entirety of this top lane, and we're going to move on to game number 2, guys. Game really, really simple and straightforward for No Tide, even though they are so melee heavy. KP just simply not getting enough on the CK, not having enough successful aggression. Even though Ryze did do pretty well in the mid lane, that is simply not enough. Where all your other lanes are losing, or at least holding even on the bottom lane. So we're gonna be moving on to game number 2, guys. Gonna be speeding through the rest of this game. If you guys enjoyed it, if you did, like, comment, subscribe. Other than that, yeah, I think that's it. GG.